Hello, everybody. How you doing? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Okay, so welcome to the BUN SOULS dev stream. You're going to be looking at this screen for quite a bit, because I'll only be able to show you guys stuff when I boot up the actual testing, the testing build. So it's gonna be a bit weird. I don't know what you guys want to see here. I don't know what I should put up on screen, but you know. Gotta check and see right? I wish. La 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 la. La 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 la. Fucking fire. Alright. Enough. So, what are we gonna put on the background here? Spin GIF? I don't know. I need to. Let me have a look through my photos. Let's see if there's anything funny I can throw in the back. I can't throw that on the background. We ain't doing that one. Okay. Nope, can't do that one either. I mean, that's funny, but I can't do that. It's just me sat in a room on my own. I could do that. The padded cell. I just got the bun dancing gif. I could throw that in there. I don't know, man. Oh, there's an ad break in progress. I apologize. Well, while we're here, to start off, I'll show you what I'm working on at the moment for the next update. There's a little thing, there's a little feature, there's a little thing. It should show up. It should appear. You should see Minecraft appear any second now. If I've set it up right. Yeah, there we go. Okay, right. It's just going to be misscaled until it finishes loading. But yes, this is my dev environment. Welcome in, welcome in. So, I've been testing out a couple of new features. One of the main ones is people complaining that now the mobs are too easy to fight. So I'm ramping up the difficulty a tiny, tiny bit. Not very much. Just a little thing, a little tweak. So, now when a mob spawns, it has random armor. Let me turn the volume down. Christ alive. So it has essentially a 50-50 chance for each armor spot to have armor, and it can spawn with it. So this goes for both zombies and skeletons, as you can see. So they already had a chance to do that, but I've just upped the chance, essentially, and also changed how many pieces of armor they can put on. So you'll see characters like this wandering around. The other thing is we got a new mob being implemented, and you'll only know what it is if you've seen a certain bit of content. This is new. It's still a work in progress. It's not actually operating correctly. This is the useful zombie. If you know where it's from, you know where it's from. And it has a rare drop of a useful chip, which is a thing you can wear. Ta-da! And maybe has more things that it's useful for elsewhere. First introduction was 0.83. Yeah, 0.83 was a bad introduction. But 0.84 is better. 0.85 is going to be kind of neat. Issue is with the useful zombies, they don't have their arms up or anything like that at the moment and stuff. You know, I've got to get those working. And right now they're considered regular zombies, and so they can potentially spawn with armor, which replaces the thing on the back of their head. So I'm gonna need to do some alterations there. But yeah, so all these mobs have a chance to drop, of course, whatever they're wearing. So it's a low chance, but there is a chance. So the other thing I'm going to be implementing today is a function that I've wanted for a little while, which is inspired by Terraria, and that is a difficulty curve based on the bosses that the player has fought. So we are going to be implementing a feature where if the player has beaten the Ender Dragon, you'll start seeing Endermen get a buff, and also regular mobs will be able to wear a little bit higher armor. And if you beat the Wither, same thing, except it now means that Wither skeletons will spawn in the overworld. And then there'll be even more buffs to armor and stuff. So it's just to make it so that the difficulty curve can kind of follow the player a little bit, which is always a difficult thing to do because you never know, like, what the player is going to have at what time. I'm just currently trying to see what the chances are of these mob drops. There we go. So you can potentially get some iron armor and stuff. I won't make mobs spawn with anything higher than iron in the early game, and iron is still a rare thing for them to spawn with. Getting iron armor early game is easy anyway, so it's fine. These didn't work correctly. If you've been playing the recent version, you may have noticed these spawning around your world. They were supposed to be caged mobs, but I completely forgot that the mob spawns are completely turned off. It's not just natural spawns, so I'm going to be looking into that a little bit. So we'll see what I can do there. But that won't be this update, I don't think. The other thing I added is a warning to the player whenever they venture into a deep dark while not embered. It will show up at the bottom of your screen. It'll tell you you feel like you should leave. If you see that, leave. Go ember yourself. Be embered. Otherwise you will get curse. So, what now? So the main thing I'm working on right now is that the zombies and skeletons will spawn with different bits of armor. I want to make it so that wither skeletons will spawn in the overworld once the wither is defeated, which I haven't actually implemented the code for that yet. What else was it? Photodita? Yes. Okay, so we should put some kind of music on. We really should. But the problem is the only music I've got is on YouTube, which means that we might get some ads, but I'll be muting them. Don't you worry. They ain't paying me, therefore I won't be showing them to you. What's in my motivation playlist? Copywritten music. My favorite. What about... I mean, that'll do. It's Minecraft. It's probably going to have an ad, though, so we might hear a moment of an ad, and then we're going to mute it immediately. No, be gone! You do not pay me. There we go. And... there we go. We'll loop this. Now, for those of you who have not heard this track before, this is actually a track from Minecraft. You will hear it in-game, so keep your ear out for it. Most people who get to this point in the game don't have music turned on. But this is the music that plays in the end. Now, it might sound normal at first, but, you know. It kinda tends to shift. Alright. Let me just get on this code real quick. Ryan. Thank you for the 75 bits, Lucky. Yeah, that's in-game. That is in-game. That is actually what it sounds like. Horrifying, right? What I'm probably going to add, actually, is... hang on. So, hang on. On this screen, we've got technical difficulties, which is a... what are you? You are an image file. Oh, wait, no, that's that. No, we're not putting that there. BUN screen is a media piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go switch here. Is it hidden or something? No, it just plays when you're in the end. But the problem is that most people who get to the end don't have music turned on. That is vanilla music right there. Here we go. We'll put BUN screen in here and we'll like move it down. But I'm also going to mute it. Because you guys can probably hear the audio from it right now. Bam. Does that mute it over here too? Yes, it does. That's a shame. Okay. We'll have to fix that later. Let me just move it down, down, down. There we go. Would fit a horror game. God, yeah, it would. I mean, at the end of the day, the end is quite horrifying. And also, you know, I did put something in the end that's a bit scary. So, you know, that's been in there for a couple of versions now. So far, nobody's found it. So that's a fun one. Well, I mean, I should rephrase that. Not that nobody's found it, but, you know, it hasn't found them in most cases. It has seen them, though. I've seen videos and stuff from people who have uploaded in streams and things where they've gone to the end and they've encountered it, is what I'll say. Not that they saw it, but they encountered it. And it saw them. I do know that the last time I played with Echo and Rook and all that, it found me. You may notice that if you were to look through that VOD, there's a point at which I really, really, really wanted to leave the end as quickly as I possibly could. Yeah, that is why. It found me. There's something in the end. So, let's just... So what I wanted to have happen is that late game, the types of buffs the entities can get is that like some spiders have a very rare chance of appearing invisible, which means you can just see their eyes. Same thing with Endermen. Also making it so that they get like an extra health boost and stuff as time goes on. That's unsettling and I like it. Yeah. I mean, there is something. There is something in the end. Don't fuck with it. If you don't fuck with it, it won't fuck with you. However, I accidentally stumbled into it and fucked with it in the last stream, and then wanted to leave very quickly. So, you know. The only tip I'll give to you, to the people who do want to find it, is look out into the void. That is it. That's all I'll say. Okay. What am I doing right now? What piece of code was I editing? So I've got the zombies and skeletons spawning with armor. Look into the void and the void will look into you type of shit. Yeah, kinda a little bit of that, but sometimes it's a little bit more like, in terms of BUN SOULS, in the end, it's like, look into the void and maybe the void will reach out and poke you. You know? Maybe the void will start drawing you in, or something like that. I'm hesitant to say much about it, because I don't want to give it away, and I know that you guys are probably trying to wait for me to give away how to encounter the thing, but my mind's a steel trap. And I keep that shit locked away. Just like the creature. The creature feature. No, the thing that is in the void. I won't specify if it's a creature or if it's something in any regard. There is just something. There's something in the end. And it wants to come to the overworld. Okay. Oh god, a tourist. This music's a little bit loud, isn't it? Hang on. There we go. With a skeleton spawning. Right, I should probably just make the script for when the wither is killed. Yeah. The skulk curse, I have started fixing that. I recommend if you do go into the deep dark in the current build, do so either without armor or while embered, because right now it just breaks all your armor if you get curse. That's going to be fixed in the update I'm currently working on right now. It's already fixed in the build I'm working with. Something pops out from the void and it's just Ryan slowly appearing in T-pose. Well, okay, I'll give you something else. You probably won't see it coming. You probably won't see it. But you will know that it's there, even though you can't see it. Which is what happened to me in that one stream. You'll notice I suddenly started to panic and left the end as quickly as possible. Yeah, you won't see it, but you will know. Just be very attentive when in the end. Be very, very cautious. Be listening, be attentive, be ready for any sign that something is amiss. Is essentially what you're looking for. That's some good kind of paranormal. It makes sound, got it? Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Oh yeah, this is my favorite part of the track, by the way. This is vanilla music. By the fucking way. Just to remind you, for the 5th time. It's horrifying. But, like, most players have their music volume at 0 when they get to the end. Because they're fed up of hearing the regular overworld, like, day and night themes. Next time you go to the end in any mod pack or in just base Minecraft, right? Turn up your music. Turn it on. This is phenomenal. It just really adds to that, like, that atmosphere to it. It's incredible. And it's still not over. Like, it's a 15-minute track. And it loops. It's amazing. So I've separated the script, because why I had it for the script was that if it spawns and it's a zombie or a skeleton, then it equips it with armor, potentially 50% chance. But now I need to separate it so the skeletons are separate, because what I want to have happen is if the skeleton spawns, so if a skeleton spawns and the wither is defeated, then there's a 50-50 chance that that skeleton gets swapped out by a wither skeleton instead. It's post wither. Then forgot about this bit. Stop. Oh, this shit. I'm going to temporarily set the post-wither logic to not, so that way I can see if the wither skeleton spawning on 50% chance is working. We're going to test it now. So yeah, essentially what this stream is if you want to just vibe and chill or ask questions and stuff like that, I'm here just doing my dev stuff. I thought I might as well stream while I do it. It's not really going to be too eventful, but yeah. Causes issues with AMD hardware. Ooh. How's your day going so far? It's going. It's going. We going. We vibing. Alright, so now half of the time skeletons should spawn as wither skeletons. So regular skeleton with pants. Skeleton with hat. Okay, so it is spawning the wither skeleton, but it's not despawning the regular skeleton properly. Why? I mean that's fine, because it means that there'd just be two skeletons now, but the idea was for it to transform them into it. Like, it works. That's not really what I was going for. Okay. Oop. Hey? 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 Oh! It's... Huh. So it is Okay. What the fuck? If I relog, so they... Are they despawning the AI and then the mob remains? Okay, they're gone. But they break when... Okay, do I just need to, like, wait a tick or two on the server side? That might be it. Hold on. There we go. I'm gonna wait half a second on the server side and then despawn it and see if that works. Wither skeletons with armor? Oh yeah, they will have armor. The base wither skeletons, I'm gonna make them have a chance to spawn with some pieces of armor. But the... Oh, what's it called? But the, Brain, hello, come on. Process. Once the wither is defeated, I'm going to up the chance of certain types of armor to be that wither skeletons will highly likely spawn with netherite gear. Because by that point in the game, if you've beaten the wither and stuff, you've been to the nether, you farmed enough wither skeletons to get the wither skull and stuff like that, you probably at that point have diamond armor. Roughly, maybe more. So it's not really any harm in there being a rare drop of netherite gear from a wither skeleton. There we go. I think we're good now. Let's try. Okay. So yeah, I made it wait half a second before despawning. That works. Maybe a 50% chance is too high. Wither skeletons are really fun to fight. 50% chance might be too high. I'm also going to be trying to implement a thing where some wither skeletons will spawn with bows, sometimes they'll spawn with great swords, stuff like that. Because right now they only spawn with that regular sword. Would entering and exiting the nether give any useful debug info here? In regards to what? Let's see here then. I'll make it wait 5 ticks instead of 10. Okay, so that's if it's post-wither. I'll get rid of the not value now, and that means now it will be when post-wither is active. So when a wither skeleton spawns... Should I just make it so that if it's post-wither, all wither skeletons just have full netherite? Could just be an arsehole and do that. I can improve attributes. I do plan to make it so that all mobs, once you beat the Ender Dragon, get like a boost. And then all mobs, once you beat the Wither, get a further boost. So that way they just have increased health and, you know, damage and stuff. Just so that it tries to move the difficulty curve to follow the player a little bit. Because right now there's a point at which you get to late game and the mobs stop being a threat unless they're in a group. Which is fine, you know, that's fine. But I do want there to be... I don't want players, ideally, to be one-shotting everything at all times, you know? I want there to at least be a little bit of a threat. I might even make it so that certain entities perhaps like have a little bit of randomness to their health. So you might like one-shot one zombie, and then the next zombie might have a bit of a higher defense. That could work nicely, actually. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm gonna check if it is post-wither again. And if it is... Hiya! Oh, what? Thank you for the follow. I'm a gala? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to a Slice of Hell. Hope you enjoy your stay. Right. So if it is post-wither, then we will get the... Oh boy. We're gonna alter the entity's attributes. Fun times. Where's the script for that? Base value of attribute. Here we go. What do we want to be boosting? Probably just max health for now. So we'll get the base value of max health. We will add a random value to it between 1 and 10. Post-wither, add a random value between 1 and 10. See, the funny thing is that that means that this can stack. So I'm going to be getting the value in... Hello, Richard. I'm going to be getting the value in addition to the modifiers applied to it, which means if you've beaten the Wither, so it's post-Wither, we apply the modifier to the health, and if you beat the Ender Dragon, you apply a modifier to health. That means if you've beaten both, it applies double the stack, and so that means you end up with a mob that's even harder to fight. Which means that if it's 1 to 10, then that means the maximum health a mob can have post-Wither would be 50% more health, and then post both bosses, it would be double health. Is the highest it could have. Yeah, with modifiers. Okay. So I'm going to first set the value to not post-wither so that I can test it like before. Right now it's only applying to zombies, so we are going to... Oh. Something wasn't defined. Oh. Right, yeah. There we go. We're going to test this out real quick. I'll turn down the music a little bit. So we should see a 1 to 50% increase in health of zombies. So we'll get ourselves a netherite axe. BUN SOULS. Also try Dark Souls 3. Yep. Because it's a good game, that's why. So, 1. 2 hits for that one. 1, 2 hits. 1, 2. 1, 2. See, a problem I've noticed is that it's kind of hard to test this. Because they keep spawning with armor. I mean, okay, potions of harming would test it better, actually. One. Oh, fucking stupid. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was that because of distance, or was that... Okay, we're putting them in a pit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Aha! 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holy hell! 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fuck? Why did that one take 10? 5. That one took 5. Am I just getting really unlucky with the variety? Or, like, is that insane? Hang on a minute. There's an easier way to test this. There's an easier way to check if it's fucking working. We will rock you. So what we do is we just take it so that whenever it spawns, it does that, and then I'm just gonna, like, send a chat to all players that displays the maximum health. Of the zombie. Just give me a minute to construct this. There we go. Save. Play. One zombie was doing cardio when he was alive. Yeah, dude, what the fuck? Like, everything else was taking 4, and then that one took 10. It's like, hang on a minute. That's a lot of variety. This feels maybe a little bit too much. Too much variety. So now what should happen is that when I spawn a zombie, I mean, whenever the game spawns a zombie, so we'll probably see a whole bunch of chat messages showing up. Holy shit. Yeah, okay, there you go. So yeah, no, they do have varied health. So there you go. So they all should be above 20. Oh, no, they're not above 20. Doesn't a zombie have 20 HP by default? Or do zombies have, like... Do zombies only have 10? That was 24 health. 27, 28, 25, 27, 27, 30, 27, 26, 25, 22, 28, 29. One of them spawned with 30. Wait, I saw 30. I saw 30. I saw 3. Yeah, 30. So it should be anywhere between 20 and 30. No, that was 14. Okay. Is a zombie's base health 10 then? So this one spawned with 30. So axe hits, regular axe hits. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, well, it's whatever. I mean, like, it's working. I think I have an idea. Wait a minute. Four hits, right? I think I'm onto it. Maybe not. 25. I think I'm onto it. Okay, I think that they are not spawning with full health. I'm setting their maximum health, but their regular health is still remaining at what it was. They need to regenerate to that maximum health. So I need to be setting their max health and their current health. Scratch that. There is no attribute for max health. Well, for health. Okay, I'm stupid. I'm gonna grab a piss while I think about this. BRB. You know what would be really cruel of me? If post Wither, creepers will spawn as normal, but when they go to target the player, they get the Wither effect. So if you keep running from the creeper, eventually it will die. But if the creeper blows up, it leaves a lingering potion of Wither. Or alternatively, since a creeper doesn't attack, I could load the creeper with mining fatigue and weakness. Because the creeper doesn't attack normally. So that means then when the creeper explodes, it ends up with leaving a lingering potion essentially of weakness. That could be cool. Because the thing you have to consider is that the average player is going to be fighting zombies, skeletons, creepers, and spiders. Very, very often. And that group of enemies can usually appear together. And so you've got to make each one fill a different role. Zombies are just your average fighting one. They're just going to attack the player. Skeletons are mostly going to be ranged, but they also tend to spawn with more interesting weapons occasionally. Thank you, Ruby, for the follow. Spiders are very fast. They're going to leap at the target and can potentially pin them down. And then creepers are going to be the ambush thing in which, once you're distracted by other mobs, the creeper can potentially get you. But if you're dealing with a creeper on its own, it's not really going to get you unless you try to spam at it and it doesn't take as much damage as you'd expected it to. That's essentially it. And then, of course, we're throwing Wither skeletons into the mix post-Wither, so... This max health thing isn't really... What if I, instead of max health, we're going to just give them, like, perhaps improved armor? Maybe? Yeah. There we go. We'll affect the armor of them. Let's test this. Let's see what zombies are like now. Just give them resistance? No. Resistance is a potion effect that's going to be just like constantly active. I don't want to do that. I want to be editing actual modifiers instead of just relying on potion effects. Main reason as to why is that last time we had a mod that altered mobs' stats by giving them potion effects. It also gave creepers stuff like resistance and speed. And the problem is that Minecraft, I don't know if you know, but when a creeper explodes, if it has a potion effect, it leaves that potion effect as a lingering potion. Which means we had players getting like speed 5 by surviving a charged creeper explosion with a shield. So we can't be having that. Hello, hi Crazy Kid, how you doing? So we are gonna try... You know what, instead of an axe, let's just try a netherite sword. Why not? Zombie. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Well, I mean, he didn't spawn with as much armor, in all fairness. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. He spawned with a leather helmet. The other one just had chain, and he took more hits. Okay, the armor is working. Okay, cool. So adding extra armor to the mobs post-wither works. Okay, so that's pretty much implemented. Just gotta make sure it's not set to not anymore. Done. We can pretty much do that same effect for most mobs, really. Yeah, we'll do that for pretty much all mobs. If the game is post-wither, wither skeletons will spawn with a bit more armoring to them. If the game is post-wither, then endermen spawn with a bit more armor. And if the game is post-wither, creepers spawn with a little bit more armor. If the game is post-wither, spiders spawn with a little bit more armor. Done. Okay. So now we can start futzing with post... Oh, well, actually, I did want to make it so that wither skeletons can spawn with more dangerous stuff. Didn't I? How about... Because wither skeletons... Wither skeletons should be a lot more of a threat. What if I make it so that there's just like a 30-25% chance that a wither skeleton will spawn in full netherite with a netherite sword? So it's like a wither skeleton knight instead of just a regular one? I don't know. Maybe. Tell you what. What about a small chance that they can spawn with a second sword in their offhand? Okay. I can do that. Bows? Yeah, chance of bows as well. Keep in mind, this affects the wither skeletons that spawn in the overworld and the nether. So we, bows will be good. Bows will work. So I'll put in here a random chance whenever a wither skeleton spawns. What kind of chance are we looking at, really? We can implement all of this, essentially. I kind of want wither skeletons to just bypass that, of just not even being post-wither. So if you encounter a wither skeleton, they have a chance of spawning with this kind of weaponry. And then if it's post-wither, the only main difference is that they get more health and they spawn in the overworld too now. Post-wither, wither skeleton. Okay, but if a wither skeleton just spawns and it doesn't need to be post-wither, we'll give them a 30% chance of spawning with a bow. Make it 25. I still want wither skeletons to mainly be sword wielding. Do. Dun, dun, dun. Bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow. The real question is, will they use the bow? I hope so. Loud noises! So, 25% chance of a bow. We can put that a little bit higher. 30% chance of bow. Jesus Christ! 15% chance of second sword. I'll make it so that they spawn with netherite swords if they have it, if they are dual wielding one. Yeah, because I'm evil. Mwahaha. Yeah, offhand, a second netherite sword. Mwahaha. Okay, we can test this now, actually. Let's see. The thing I'm really curious about is, will the Wither Skeletons use the bow? Right now, we're only testing with the BUN SOULS content mod, which means we won't be able to see all the epic fight stuff. So we will have to test all of this later in the actual mod pack environment, with epic fight and all that. That way, the dual wielding will actually work. Potentially. Anyway, I don't even know if they'll use it. That's the thing. So we'll see. Okay. So when a wither skeleton spawns, there you go. So sword, sword, bow. Do they burn in daylight? Good. No, they don't. So what we'll do, we'll set the game to peaceful real quick. We'll put it back to easy. We'll get ourselves an axe so we can test this. He spawned with a sword. Gone. Sword. 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 I just don't want to be attacked by other mobs while testing this. Right, here we go. Will he use the bow? What? That's a mechanic? Wither skeletons, when they shoot arrows, will always be burning arrows. Are you joking? I didn't code that. That's vanilla. I didn't know that. That's awesome. That also is a very worrying thing, actually. Was that just luck? Did it spawn with an enchant? No, I didn't even code an enchanted bow for them to spawn with. That's vanilla. Huh. Okay, Mojang, I see you. Now, here's the problem. This is dangerous in the current build of BUN SOULS because we've got a new mod coming in the new version in which fire burns very scarily now. Will actually burn down trees and things and they will like fall and stuff. You'll see the ash like burning through and it'll going through the logs and stuff. But here's the thing. Fire arrows will ignite blocks. So holy shit. Wither skeletons are going to be a problem. Like a major right, that's like a mob griefing problem. Good things wither skeletons don't spawn it. Well, I mean, they do once you beat the wither. So, shit. fuck, what do I do? Because I'd love to have that in as a feature, but like, what if a player built a house out of wood and then a wither skeleton happens to fucking snipe it? Do we allow that to happen as like a, well, you should have learned thing? Or do we try to counteract that by making it so that flaming bows cannot ignite blocks? Because I can turn that off. But, like, a part of me thinks it'd be really cool to have it so that after the wither, that means you're fighting wither skeletons in the forest, and some of them are igniting the trees around you as you fight. That sounds really fucking cool, but I don't know if it's a great plan because of wooden houses. Oh, I don't know. Oh, shit. It's meant to be a hard pack, you know, it's BUN SOULS. Ah, oh, fuck, man. What do you guys think? I'm really just kind of up in the air about it in my head. Hard but not destructive. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I might just have to make it so that flaming arrows can't ignite blocks. As cool as that would be. Ah, oh, man. Yeah, okay. Let me write that in the code. Not in the code, in my notes. Can you check for flame enchant on bow before igniting a block? No. I can't really get into the nitty-gritty of the code of the way the bows work. However, there is a bow that can bypass it, I believe, called the flint bow. The only thing is I can just say, make it so that flame enchants and flaming arrows normally can't ignite blocks. But if you use the flint bow, which is a new bow, then it can ignite blocks. So I can leave that in. That should work just fine. Right, the other thing I want to test is I want to see a wither skeleton spawn with dual swords. It's rarer, but I want to see it. Oh! Okay, it works, but the main hand sword isn't a netherite sword for some reason. What are you doing, bud? Hey? Was that just like a one-off thing, or...? Ah, there we go. Alright, that's fine. That works well enough. Why does it... Why? Why does it sometimes... I mean, I'm fine with it, but, like, why? Yeah, there you go. Weird. I mean, unintended behavior, but it's fine, I'm fine. Hey, yo! Honestly, wither skeletons are probably one of my favorite mobs in Minecraft. They're really, really cool. I really like them. Okay, so... Can I equip them with the Totem of Undying, do you think? no, I'm kidding. I'm not going to be that mean. Would be hard, but cool. But there has to be a max of how many blocks can be burning to keep the performance stable. Unfortunately, that's just a vanilla Minecraft thing. But already, fire burning can result in, you know, frame drops if too many blocks are burning in the same spot. But usually when you're beyond render distance, it's fine. The actual ticking of a block that is on fire is very, very low. You'll have more ticks by building a create contraption under your... You'll have more ticks being taken up by building a create contraption under your base than you will from a forest burning down. So unfortunately, that's just a thing you're going to have to, like, grin and bear with. BUN SOULS is not designed for really low-end hardware. It works on about mid to high-end. I've seen people play on a laptop, though. So, you know, there is that. But yeah, no, I've had scenarios where I've been testing it and the entire forest has been burning down around me and I've been fighting things in third person. It's really, really cool. It'll be hard but cool, but... Oh, yeah, I read that. What the fuck am I... What's brain? Okay, so... They could spawn... I'll make a set the offhand first. Maybe that'll fix it. I don't fucking know, but we'll just leave that. Okay, so I want to make it so that Wither Skeletons also have the potential to spawn with netherite armor pieces. That should be post-Wither. That should be post-Wither. The netherite armor should be post-Wither. So, let me just put in a statement here of, we'll put in 4. There we go. Give me a random number. Let's go, 50% chance for each armor component. Why not? I mean like that. Did you know that in terms of code, your feet are labeled as armor slot 0 and your head is labeled as armor slot 3? Fun facts with BUN. Right, we're gonna go ahead and just slot this. Armor slot 3 is the head, so we throw a netherite helmet into that. Netherite chest plate. Netherite leggings. We could do similar things to piglins, really, and boost their... Because I don't think... Yeah, piglins can't spawn with netherite armor, can they? I mean, they do in the piglin castle in BUN Souls, so they do with that. Okay, so anybody who wants to do the math, feel free. There is a 50% chance every time a Wither Skeleton spawns for it to spawn with a single piece of netherite armor. It rolls that chance 4 times for each armor component. So 50-50 helmet, 50-50 chestplate, 50-50 leggings, 50-50 boots. If you want to do some maths right now, what are the odds that a Wither Skeleton spawns with a full set of netherite armor? Alright, we're going to be testing this now by setting this value to not. There we go. And let's see if any of these Wither Skeletons spawn terrifyingly. Hello, world. Wither Skeleton, go! Ooh, okay, look at this guy kitted. Whoa, scary. Okay, are they all just spawning with helmets? No, okay, there we go. Full set, come on, full set, full set. Let's get a full set, let's get a full set, let's get a full set up in here, up in here, up in here. You're gonna make me lose my mind. Ooh. I'm already scared of these guys. These are kind of fucking terrifying to, like, see wearing netherite. Although it is a bit funny when they have a chestplate helmet and then no leggings, because it's just like little stick legs. Come on, give us a full set. Give us a full set. Ooh, almost, almost. You getting there, bud? You getting there? Come on. Give us a scary boy. The odds are probably exceptionally low. That guy was that. Whoa. Where is he? Fuck, I can't tell apart. Him, the he. That is a scary boy. Ah shit, I just realized that there is a guarantee at the moment that they're spawning with at least one piece of armor. Wait, or is there? No, I'm stupid. No, there isn't a guarantee. What we're looking for is a potential for a Wither Skeleton with full netherite or no netherite. Just to make sure that these odds are actually working. Then again, the odds that they spawn with nothing and the odds that they spawn with a full set is actually exactly the same. Because it's a 50-50 chance for each armor slot, so technically it is the same low chance for both. It would be an even lower chance if you encounter a Wither Skeleton with full netherite armor and dual netherite swords. Which I dread to think what that would... Hey! He spawned with... Yeah, there we go. No armor. So that means the odds are working. I just really want to see one in full nether. Ah, never mind. The incursion. Okay. So that works. That does work. So if it is post-wither, they will spawn with 50-50 chance for each netherite armor piece. They will also spawn with a higher armor attribute. I have been thinking that I want to boost the speed of the entities too, but I'm not too sure on that. So once the Wither is defeated, all entities spawn with increased armor. What if I make it so that after you defeat the Ender Dragon, all entities spawn with increased movement speed as well? Because there is a couple of special things as well for certain mobs that I want to implement, like a small chance post Ender Dragon for Endermen to spawn invisible. Same thing with spiders. Then again, there is a chance for spiders to spawn invisible anyway, but it's very, very low. Because did you know that when a spider is invisible, you can still see its eyes? And the same goes for Endermen. I knew that. Yes, indeed. It's very cool. And before I make it so that around you just spawn 100 invisible silverfish. Because BUN SOULS is mean and unfair. Woe upon ye. Do you know what? I had a really funny comment the other day on one of the BUN SOULS videos. You know the one where I said I was implementing like proper stamina mechanics where like, you know, your attacks require stamina and all that kind of shit? Well, someone commented on it saying like, why the fuck would you do this? Stamina mechanics suck. And I'm like, you're playing a Dark Souls themed mod pack. What is your angle here? It's like, no, you're just making it like Dark Souls now. It's like, yeah, ain't that kind of the point? Kind of the fucking idea. And then, of course, there was those old comments where people were yelling, saying that, like, apparently the only reason I made this is because I can't afford Dark Souls, or I'm not good enough at Dark Souls. And I'm sat here like, would I have spent over 200 days working on this solo if I didn't enjoy the Souls series? Dark Souls 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. Elden Ring less so, but Dark Souls 3 is fire. Okay, you can stop buzzing at me. Okay. I hate Minecraft players sometimes. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, is that you have to keep in mind the majority of people on TikTok are going to be, like, kids, you know? They're just going to be, like, not understanding how anything fucking works, and then the slightest form of difficulty is going to piss them off. There's a lot of people out there who who claim to want to have a challenging pack, and then when they play the challenging pack, they get really annoyed that it's unfair. So that's the thing. And I think that there is some packs out there that are usually hailed as being, this is one of the hardest packs ever, but it's just unfairly difficult. I do think that there are some that exist. Like, I would say, personally, RL Craft is one of them. I'm not a fan of RL Craft because of where its difficulty is found. It doesn't get its difficulty from just being a challenging pack. It gets it from just springing things on you for no reason. So, like, I'm gonna farm. Oh no, a farming demon has arrived to kill me. Oh, I'm gonna mine some coal. Oh, a coal mining demon has arrived to kill me. Like, the smallest little thing can just result in a massive fight that's just gonna kill you. Whereas there's other packs out there that focus more on the difficulty as you progress through. I like some of the invasion mods, for example, that do like little world-changing things. I love the Wither Storm mod, stuff like that. That's my idea of like challenge packs and like things that actually pose a decent threat to the player. If you just throw everything at the player at once for no reason, that's not challenging. That's just trying to kill the player, you know? It's like a DM saying rocks fall and you will die. It's why horror mods these days I get really annoyed at, because a lot of them just evolve to that of like, yes, kill. What the fuck? What was the point? Oh, wait a minute. Have I fucked up this armor code? I might have messed up the armor code. Hold on. I know what I did wrong. 1 second. I've made it so that it's... each one is doing it in spite of the other. So every time it fails a check, it's moving on to the next check for armor. It should be separate checks. Which I can easily do. I can just fix this like right now. There we go, that should have solved it. Driven crazy by the number of mod pack players who never look at keybinds? Oh yeah. Understood, but separate thought about how about invasions? Yeah, invasions are coming to BUN SOULS. They will be. Horror mod where an entity does nothing but rearrange your chests on your monster. I mean, I have seen a horror mod that rearranges your inventory midway through. The problem is that it's very, like, overt scare. Like, the way I always see it is the louder you make your entity with the more sharp teeth and the terrifying, like, movement speed and shit like that, the less scary it is to me. It's why, like, FNAF 4 is one of the least scary designed FNAF games, in my opinion. Like, stuff like that. The more teeth you add, the less scary it is. I like hard/complex tech mods, Greg Tech, AE2, but BUN SOULS sounds interesting. I mean, yeah, it's interesting right now. It's in beta. We're slowly pushing towards 1.0, and when 1.0 comes out, you can expect cutscenes, voice-acted dialogue, and different characters and stuff. So that'll be fun. Also, multiple endings, so that's always fun. There's also some creepy shit, too. There's something in the end. Would it be funny to make the wither heads noise-seeking, and it will follow the player until it hits something? Well, like the wither skulls that shoot from the wither? No. The wither's already had enough of an overhaul. It shoots lasers and shit like that, and will charge the player. I'm not going to be adding much more to the wither fight at the moment. I might add, like, incrementing bosses, where the bosses get harder. Oh yeah, something that's coming in the next update, because a lot of people have been annoyed that they can't find netherite smithing template upgrades. Because at the end of the day, netherite is the mid-tier of weaponry and armor, because you get runic stuff later and incendium stuff. What I'm doing, just giving them the bedrock wither. The wither in BUN SOULS has the same stats as the bedrock wither, yes. Way ahead of you on that one. But the I'm making it so that the Wither drops netherite smithing templates. So you can renewably get them. So if you can't find one in a chest while exploring around, if you manage to craft and fight the Wither, then you can get yourself netherite smithing templates that way. Because at the end of the day, this is a combat-focused mod. Why not put the netherite smithing template behind a big combat encounter as well? So... Okay. Let's sort out the Enderman. So, post-end... Oh wait, actually, yeah, I can just increase the armor of all of them even further post-dragon. Because that's something I wanted to do. So I'm actually going to do that, because these will stack. There we go, just make that in line. There we go. So once the Wither is defeated, the armor value of mobs will go up a bit, and then once the Ender Dragon is defeated, the armor values will go up as well, and that stacks. So if you defeated both, then the armor value will go up twice as much. So that means that the difficulty should follow the player's ability a little bit. But with Endermen in particular, I want to have a small chance of them spawning with invisibility stacked on top. So we'll say a 30% chance for now, for testing, of being given the effect... Oh, no, not that one. Unless someone speedruns with crappy gear. Well, that's on you then. That's like playing Elden Ring and running to Caelid. Invisibility. I know some people will. Yeah, and if they do, then go for it. Honestly. Okay, I'm going to set this to not post-dragon real quick. Just to ensure we can test it. So right now, Endermen should spawn with a 30% chance of being invisible. The other thing I want to do is I want to make sure that that invisibility is not true invisibility. So I want to make it so that once the Enderman takes damage or something, then it stops being invisible. Reason being is that I want it to be an ambush thing, where essentially, you know, only their eyes are visible, which means you have a more likelihood of accidentally looking at them. Hey, there you go. Cool. Yeah, so he is very, very hard to see. And the moment he teleports away, I'm not going to be able to... Is that him? Or is that particle effect following him? I've lost him already. See? Fucking hell. Alright. That works phenomenally well. See if we can keep an eye on him. Right, there he is. He's looking at me. What are you doing, bud? Huh? Where are you gonna go? And off he goes. Christ, that's really hard to, like, keep track of them if you were just playing. That's cool. I vibe with that. Alright, but now we gotta make it so that once they take damage, or, like, perhaps they attack or something... I wonder if there's a way in which I can tell when they're aggroed. Because ideally I would like it so that the moment they get aggroed, they stop being invisible. We'll have to do that code in... Yeah, but I could do that right now. I can do that right now. So for an Enderman, and... Jesus Christ, loud. Remove specific potion effect invisibility from the Enderman once it's attacked. Easy. Easy. That should literally be it. That solves it. So let's test that just to be sure. So that's post Ender Dragon. Ideally, what this will result in is in average gameplay, that someone might more likely accidentally look at an Enderman, and the Enderman might get the first hit by being an ambush predator in a way. That's kind of the goal, anyway. Same kind of thing with spiders. We'll make it so that when a spider is attacked, so yeah, so he's invisible right now. If I can fucking see the bastard, where are you? Right, bam. There we go. Cool. It works. Playing on Planet Side 2 now, but I'll be lurking. Alrighty, have a good one. Hope you enjoy. Cool. Okay, cool. Right. What other base value can we set for Enderman beyond armor? Because I do want Enderman to do a little bit more. Yeah, perhaps a bit more damage once the Ender Dragon is dead, because of course they want to get fucking revenge, you know? That's what's happening. So Wither skeletons spawn in the overworld, they could potentially have netherite armor. Once the Wither is killed, so once the Wither is killed, boosts their armor attribute. Once the Ender Dragon is killed, boosts their armor attribute even further. And also once the Wither is killed, potential to spawn with netherite armor. Without the Wither being killed or anything like that, they regardless will have the ability to spawn with bows or dual netherite swords. Zombies can spawn with various forms of armor, so can skeletons. But that is if it's not post Wither, so I'm going to have to do a bit more scripting there in a little bit. I'll do that later. We'll focus on creepers right now. So what I'll do is I'll make it so that post Wither and post End Dragon creepers get bonus armor. I'd say that on both occasions, once the dragon... on both occasions, I'll give them a little bit of a boost to movement speed. Not a huge one, but a tiny, tiny boost to movement speed. So once you've killed both the Wither and the Ender Dragon, creepers will be a little bit faster. Quite a bit faster. And then I'm also going to make it so that once a creeper... Okay. I'm going to make it so that creepers can spawn with the... Spawn with the weakness effect, because it won't affect the creeper, but upon explosion it'll affect you. So if you post Wither, they spawn with weakness. And post Ender Dragon, they spawn with mining fatigue. So let's set it to be not post Wither. And now we can check to see if they spawn with weakness. So now for testing. So the creeper should spawn with weakness, which means when it explodes, it should leave behind a lingering potion of weakness, which will then apply to the player if the player is within the explosion's range. Okay. We're getting there. I'm also thinking of making it so that once both are dead, there's a random chance that the creeper can spawn charged. But I don't really know how to implement that. We'll see. Maybe only while it's storming or something. Then I'll just like strike the creeper with lightning. I don't know. We'll see. I'm already in creative. What am I doing? Creeper. I just realized there's no way to tell if he has the potion effect except for setting him off. So he should have weakness. I was wrong. Is it because I set it to level 0? Oh, fuck, he's giving me weakness. Damn! Okay, right. That's broken. Holy shit. Do I have particles turned off or some shit? Where's particles? Particles all. Oh, of course, because potion particles are disabled. I disabled potion particles on it. No, it doesn't stack. That is just the effect it gives you, because it affects creepers for 2 hours, and therefore the effect it gives you is for 2 hours. That's not good. Okay. We'll make it so that... Oh, shit. How do I do this without that? Okay. New plan. New plan. What we're going to do is we're going to make it so that a creeper, upon being attacked, will gain the weakness effect. So that means post Wither, if you attack a creeper, it will gain weakness for a temporary amount of time, which means that if it explodes within that time... Uh-oh. Right. Okay. Yeah, we're going to use the same code I used on the Enderman for the spiders. For there being a chance post Instead of post-dragon, we'll make it so spiders have a chance post-wither to show up as invisible, but only a 0.2% chance instead of 0.3. And then, of course, we're going to need to duplicate the code for the Enderman to make it so that if a spider gets hit, then they come out of invisibility. You know what I could do? I could make it so that there's a chance that a spider... You know, like skeletons can get replaced by wither skeletons? What if there's a chance that a spider gets replaced by a cave spider? Uh-huh. With a jockey. Good lord. Could I do that? I think I can. Oh god. Oh my god. That'd be fucked. That'd be so fucked up. But I could do it. I mean, I was already thinking of making skeleton jockeys, like skeletons riding skeleton horses. But then again, that means the player gets a horse very early on by killing that. No. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. With the skeleton jockeys. I can do that. I can do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Skeleton jockeys are rare, though. Oh, rare enough. Yeah, true. Post wither. Can potentially spawn as a wither skeleton. So we'll make it so that when a wither skeleton spawns... Should it be post... So post wither skeletons can spawn in the overworld. What if we make it so that okay. Hear me out. Post wither skeletons can spawn with netherite armor and can spawn in the overworld. However, then post dragon they get the boost to armor and can potentially spawn as a wither skeleton jockey on a spider. That could work. What about striders? No, they require you to have a carrot on a stick to work, don't they? Yeah, no, that won't work. Not carrot on a stick, but you know what I mean. The fucking mushroom thing. Warped fungus. Okay, so... Post-dragon... Not extremely low chance, but a low chance. Let's say a 10% chance to make target entity ride oh shit, how do I specify I want it to ride a spider? Ah, shit. Might be a little bit harder than I thought. I'd have to spawn the spider and then tell the game to make the wither skeleton ride the spider. I can't just say make it ride a spider because the spider isn't there for it to ride. That's tricky. So, thank you very kindly, Lidus, for the subscription. Thank you kindly. Okay, post-dragon, what should the skeletons get? maybe another boost to someone else. Let's just give him a second boost. Post-dragon, we'll give Wither Skeletons, maybe some extra knockback. Yeah. Why not? We need some variety. I don't want to just give everything extra movement speed, you know? Okay. Let's be done with that bit of code for now, and let's actually make the phase changes. There we go. Done. Code done. So that means now, upon killing the Wither or killing the Ender Dragon, the world then shifts into a post-Dragon or post-Wither or both stage, and it results in more things happening. And I can call that whenever I want to have certain entities or NPCs or events happen post-beating the Ender Dragon or post-beating the Wither. Done. That script is done. Okay. I can check that off my list. Finally. Bam. Bam. That's two things checked off. Add useful zombies and useful chips. Well, they're in the game. They're just not functioning how I want them to yet. But, I won't check that off yet. Increase wither effect applied by dark liquid. Can do. That's easy. I can do that right now. Let's apply it for 10 ticks. We'll go 20 ticks. 1 second. Done. Save. Checked off the list. Re-add Gwendolyn's weapon. Already done. Give a player a warning when entering the Deep Dark Unembered. Done. Make tipped arrows easier to craft. Okay, yeah. The idea behind that is what I wanted to do was make it so that you can make Dragon's Breath easier. So, how? Because Dragon's Breath is just to make lingering potions and stuff. It just seems absurd that it's so hard to acquire. Because you have to beat the game in order to get it. Like, that's the only way. Well, actually, unless you have keep inventory on. In which case you just go there, get the breath, jump into the void. But, like, in a base Minecraft save, the only way to be able to get tipped arrows is to fucking beat the game, which is stupid. So we are instead going to... I mean, we can really make the recipe whatever we like, can't we, really? Just add a recipe for it. What do we want the recipe to be done with? I mean, okay, it's going to have to be brewing, right? Like, you brew dragon's breath. So, what'll it be? You put... You brew yourself an awkward potion, and then you put what into it? You put what into it? So we don't want to lock it behind the end. So we don't want it to be like chorus fruit. But we still want it to make sense in some regard. Ender Eye? Maybe. You might be onto something there, actually. Hold on. Let's have a little look here. What items have we got? End crystal is a bit too expensive. Holy shit. Oh my god. Huh. Whoa. Whoa, 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 hold the music. I'm going to turn off the noise filter from my microphone real quick. It's going to get loud. Do you hear that? You'll probably hear the buzzing of my computer right now, but hang on. Wait. Hear the rain. Come on. Where is it? Come on, Zeus. Do it again. Gwyn, is that you? Here comes the rain. Strike me down, Zeus. You don't have the balls. Come on, do it. Okay. I don't know if this noise in the background is annoying, but I'm going to leave it like this for a little bit. Just on the off chance that we hear more lightning. Yes, I know. You'll hear me clicking and stuff right now. Apologies. Yes, I know. Honestly, Lidus, I think you're onto something there in terms of making Dragon's Breath out of, What about a fire charge? Do fire charges do anything? In a potion recipe? I don't think they do they? It's cool, almost calming. Wait, can you hear the rain in the background, like? Mundane potion isn't used for anything? Yeah, I know, but I want to make it so that you just use the awkward potion recipe. The mundane potion, its existence is stupid. No, they're fuel. Well, yeah, no, blaze powder is fuel for the buzzing? Oh, right, the buzzing is my computer. Hang on. Nope, kicking it usually solves the problem. Not this time. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're getting any more lightning. Okay, I'm turning the filter back on. Sorry. A shame. Alright. We'll make it so that... Okay, Fire Charge or Eye of Ender? Eye of Ender makes sense. It would lock you behind the Nether, though. Fire charges would too, but you can still find those in chests next to rune portals. Fire charge is probably the better bet. Let's do fire charge. So fire charge into orc potion results in dragon's breath. Catch you later, Bun. Get ready to launch the world to 0.84 update. If you want to jump in with me and Echo at any point, always happy to have you. I'll be joining you guys soon. I was kind of doing this until you guys were going to stream that. So let me just check that this recipe works. We're going to just test this really quickly, and then we'll be hopping over there. This stream, we will shut it down, and then we'll be booting it back up in a little bit. I do need to get some clothes on and go make myself a cup of tea, because I am feeling the withdrawal symptoms, the British withdrawal symptoms. Okay, let's check the music back on. There we go. Right, let's see if you can now make dragon's breath. Hallelujah. Wait, I just get 3 water bottles. What the fuck am I doing? Water bottles, blaze powder, nether wart, and fire charge. There we go. So it's doing its thing. We go from water bottles to awkward potions, and from awkward potions to dragon's breath. There we fucking go. Isn't that a funny combination of achievements to get? Okay. So now you can actually acquire dragon's breath, which means then I don't even know how you tip an arrow with that. I mean, isn't it that like any potion, like no. Okay, so it's gunpowder first, yeah? Gunpowder makes it splash potion, dragon's breath makes it lingering potion with a bunch of arrows and a crafting table. Because there have been some people who want to do archery builds, which is why I'm trying to make this a bit easier to acquire. The only downside is that there are certain things that require dragon's breath that are a little bit powerful, so I'm going to have to do some balancing and figure out how that's going to go. We might have to make dragon's breath a little bit more expensive, or some other way of obtaining it. I don't know. Archery in a Souls-like? Yeah. You'd be surprised. We've got headshot mechanics and stuff as well. There are people who are doing archery builds. Mage builds are powerful as fuck, though. So now what this should mean is lingering potion, surrounded by that. Arrows of weakness. Okay, cool. That works. Sorted. Okay. For now, though, that means that we're going to be wrapping up real quick. I will be starting up another stream soon. We'll be playing the current build on the save that we were currently playing on. I hope the save works. It probably won't. Who knows? Always back up your saves, people, whenever you update BUN SOULS. But yes, we'll be heading out. Have a good one. Thank you all for watching. If they are live right now, I'll probably raid Rook and all that, actually. Are they live now? Are they live now? They are live now. We're going to raid Rook. Is it possible to mix builds? Oh yeah, for sure. You can do whatever you like with your stats. If it works, it works. Okay. If you've not joined my Discord server, you can do so via the link in the chat right now. There'll be lots of updates as to BUN SOULS stuff going on there, and you can find pretty much all of the information you want in the updates channel before anybody else sees them, before it even goes to TikTok. So don't you worry. And we're gonna go ahead and raid Rook_RX, close friend of mine. We're going to be playing some BUN Souls. I'll be joining them soon, so I'll be starting up my stream a little bit later. But you guys just tune in with them for now. I'll be joining in a little bit. Alright, thank you all for watching. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and a wonderful day I'm hoping you're having, and I will see you all next time, or later on. Bye! And if you did enjoy the raid, or if you're just watching the VOD after the fact, hi! Bye!